Yes, I'd like to speak to the CEO of Nintendo, please, about the Nintendoswitchpro. He's not in today? Are you sure? Huh. I guess they don't want to talk to me. What is up, gamers? These are the top 5 things on my list of things that I want to see from the Nintendo Switch Pro. Alright, let's call Nintendo back one more time here. Ah, there's the number. Oh, hey, hi, yes. I was wanting to talk to the CEO of Nintendo about the next Nintendo Switch game console coming out in 2023. He's in a meeting right now. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Could you leave him a message for me? It's classified? What do you mean? They hung up on me. Okay, so first off on my list of my top 5 things that I want to see for the Nintendo Switch Pro would be obviously the most obvious one, which would be that we want it to be 4K when it is in docked mode, and we want it to be 1080p when it's in handheld mode. This is the one big thing that I think is necessary, right? Because all the other systems have 4K and are beautiful and all that stuff, and Nintendo is always behind the times when it comes to these kinds of things. So this is something that definitely is a necessary thing for Nintendo to upgrade, especially if they're going to stick with the Nintendo Switch, but they're going to do a brand new system. But it's also the Switch, but a upgraded Switch, so it's their next-gen console. Now, the Wii U only lasted, I think, 5 years as a console, and we are already 5 years into the Nintendo Switch this year. And it looks like every 2 years we get a Nintendo Switch system. It's kind of seeming that way. First we got the Nintendo Switch in March of 2017, and then in 2019 we got the Nintendo Switch Lite, which was handheld only, and then in 2021 we got the Nintendo Switch OLED. Now every one of the Nintendo Switches have sold very well. And each one of them are very successful. So I think it's every 2 years that we are getting a Nintendo Switch, and next year we are definitely going to get some kind of upgraded next generation Nintendo Switch console. I believe that we are going to get a 4K one with 1080p when it's not in dock mode, and I think what they should do is stick with the OLED screen, and I'm assuming they're probably going to up the price by $50 or something and do it for $350 retail instead of $300. That way they gain a profit for each console. Number 2 on my list would be a party chat system without the phone app. Now this is a big one to me because, like, even though I understand Nintendo, they are a family company, family owned, they're more for families and kids and stuff, they should still allow you to be able to do some kind of party chat system. I believe at least private party chats with your friends is a very important thing that should be part of a Nintendo console and not through an app to be able to do some kind of voice chat, which I think that's only in-game voice chat anyways because they don't have any kind of party system. So I think when it comes to Nintendo, they really should get on the ball on some kind of party chat system in the next Nintendo Switch console, and it really wouldn't even be that difficult to implement. It'd be super easy. I mean, PlayStation's been doing it for over like a decade now, and so has Microsoft with the Xbox consoles. Number 3 on my list would be better wireless headsets. Now, I don't even know if you can really use wireless headsets with the Nintendo Switch. I know it has wired headsets that you can use, and then you have the headphones, any kind of headphones to plug it into the phone for the app to be able to use the dang games, play the games in their voice chat. They are behind on certain things that the fans want for the Nintendo Switch and things that we really feel like we need at this point to be able to do certain things such as like streaming and stuff, where like if you're playing with friends and stuff, why do you have to use Discord or put a headset on for your PlayStation, as long as they all have PlayStations or Xboxes or whatever, to be able to talk with your friends? I think it's kind of a little sad that it's like that, and I feel like even if anything, they could at least add Discord inside of the Nintendo Switch. That way we can use something to be able to voice chat through the Nintendo Switch. Number 4 on my list was actually using the OLED screen. I did mention that earlier, but I feel like it's an important thing to mention again, as I feel like using that OLED screen, at least for handheld mode, sticking with that for the Pro makes complete sense, especially when it comes to like memory and things like that. I didn't add memory to the list, but definitely more memory for the internal storage. is something that's very important to me and very important to many that we need, especially if you're a digital buyer over a physical media buyer, because the digital games for Nintendo Switch take up a lot of that console space, and then you end up having to buy more storage, external storage, to put inside of the Nintendo Switch console. So I think more storage is another very important thing that is a little bit of an issue for the Nintendo Switch. I mean, not for me, I'm more of a physical copy guy. There's a lot of people that play digital only with their Switches, and I feel like it's important that we need a heavy upgrade on its internal storage. So last but not least, number 5 on the list would be a very simple one, and that's messaging your friends. Why can't I boot up my Nintendo Switch and be able to contact any of my friends on my friends list instead of having to go through social media or Discord or something else to talk to them, to be able to just message them? You cannot contact any of your friends on your Nintendo Switch through the Nintendo Switch. I think it's very important that Nintendo really gets with the times of being able to socialize with people through a game console as well with your friends, instead of having to contact them through other sites of sources. I think it's just very important to us as fans of Nintendo and that like playing Nintendo games, that they add a way to not only do party chat, but also to be able to message your friends when they are online. That way you can message back to each other and it's easier to be able to contact each other, and you'll have the party list system set up to where it's just, you know, it makes complete sense to add these kind of things in the Nintendo Switch Pro. But anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I added a couple little weird things in there because, I don't know, I'm trying to think of ideas of things to do. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel, and I will see you guys all in the next video with more video game talks to come. Later.